What are you doing?
Oh, hey, man. This whole quarantine thing, like the whole toilet paper situation, it's just been so tough. I don't really know what we gotta do at this point. We gotta just make ends meet, and I don't really know what other choice we have at this point. Like, I really gotta go. What is going on, you guys, and welcome back to the apartment. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandon, and in today's video, I wanted to come out and just share a list of some of the top stocks that I've been personally watching going into this downturn. In fact, one of these stocks I actually did go ahead and purchase for my own portfolio. I'll go ahead and detail that in just a second. But I do want to hear from you on what stocks you guys have been either buying or watching or looking to buy. Leave a comment down below with the stock or stocks that you got high on your radar, because yeah, the markets are down something along the lines of 30%, and a lot of the companies that we'll look at today right around that ballpark, which if you come in with the same approach as I do, buying into this weakness, it's definitely looking like a time where we can start to explore our options in terms of building up some positions, adding some stocks to our portfolio. And I'll go ahead and start with the first stock for today's video, which is one that we touch on the channel a lot. I did buy it for the very first time. I hear Bailey moving around somewhere. There she goes. First stock being the company United Technologies, ticker UTX. And UTX is a company that I feel doesn't go on sale all too often. I've mentioned that in the previous video. It seems to really trend up, and when we do see opportunities like this, these are the times when we should absolutely start to think about jumping in. At today's levels, we're looking at about a 3.5% dividend yield, which is fantastic for a company like UTX. This is the company behind Otis Elevators. So they're a conglomerate. And again, you can find other videos on our channel that we've talked about them. Otis Elevators, they are the maker of Carrier, so the HVAC systems, as well as they're a huge, massive player in the aerospace division. So a major player in terms of producing parts and engines and whatnot. And if you're somebody that was following this company, you know that they have been set to spin off these three divisions. So actually the cutoff date, and this was actually a big cause for, if you see the drop in the share price, a pretty significant drop. We have a note here from Ian, one of our other favorite channels to tune into. The cutoff, it looks like, for UTX actually happened on March 17th. Going forward, if you're watching this video as I posted here, if you buy United Technologies, you're going to be buying the aerospace unit. That's the company share that you're going to be looking at. The other two companies are going to be operating as independents. My favorite unit of the three is the aerospace unit. So that's really their main component. It would go there. Otis Elevators would come in second, and then Carrier. In all honesty, I don't have too much of a thought for Carrier, but do just keep in mind, do a little bit of research if you are going to be monitoring UTX, that you are going to be understanding that they're going to be operating very soon as three separate entities. But overall, still very strong company. Again, my two favorite units being the aerospace one, and then as well as Otis Elevators. Now, the second stock that I think is another one that should absolutely be kept on the radar, another great company for a time like we are in now, Berkshire Hathaway. So ticker being BRK.B. That's probably the one that we're going to want to be looking at. A-series shares are up in the, let's see how much they're trading at today, $261,000 for a single A-series share. We're probably going to be dealing with the B-series shares, but this is of course the company run and operated by Warren Buffett, and equally as important, if not more, Charlie Munger, the two dynamic duo, absolute all-stars when it comes to investing. One of the clear positives about a company like this is the cash that they're sitting on. So we've known this, and this chart I believe is as of December, but back then $128 billion that Buffett was sitting on in cash, ready to deploy. The types of companies that are in their portfolio, for the most part, all very diverse. They're all going to be companies that will do a good job independently of getting through this recession that we're going to go through. But having that cash there, we've all been waiting to see, when is Buffett going to deploy this? Where is he going to deploy this? Why is he stashing on so much cash? With the markets coming down, it's almost a certainty that he's going to start deploying some of this money into the markets. We'll see that on the next filing that does come out, and I'm sure there's going to be news articles all over the place. But Berkshire Hathaway is just one of the more all-around, in my opinion, trustworthy companies, a company that I'm happy to put my money in, because with those two leading the reins there, I mean, we're talking about here two of the greatest investors of all time. and nothing but confidence in a company like Berkshire. Note, the company does not pay a dividend. They opt to keep their cash retained within the company, deploy it where they see fit. But Berkshire Hathaway is another company that is high on my radar going into this downturn. Number 3 is a very quick one, and that's of course a company like Apple. Apple is one of my favorite FANG stocks. Amazon, Facebook, Amazon, Alphabet, Netflix, and Google. You guys know my top tier, and they're fall into the Microsofts, Apple, and Google. That's really what I believe to be the upper tranche, the upper echelon, I don't know, the upper tier of the FANG stocks. But Apple's one that, yeah, stock is down with the broader market. They're also sitting on a bunch of cash. I'm gonna have to look up the exact number, but I think it's $200+ billion that they have in cash. I believe they're reopening stores in China, which is good now that they've, I think it's looking like got through the worst of it. Don't quote me on that, but this is a company that can weather this storm. They got a bunch of money, a bunch of reserves to get through this. There's just not much to say with a company like Apple. And as well, I feel like this is one that's going to be a really, really good dividend payer in the years to come. Really shifting from the product sales. I mean, obviously a huge component still, but the services aspect of this business is really where they're putting the focus on. We've seen this model work well with a Microsoft, and what that does when you do have that recurring revenue makes it very, very possible to pay out some really, really good dividends. So Apple's a no-brainer, another stock that's high on my watch list. Number 4 could definitely be fallen into the controversial category, but I do think Boeing is another one that should be high on our watch lists. Again, I'm not just diving out and jumping on this stock whatsoever, but despite all the issues that Boeing's going through, and their share price has taken a beating, Boeing is a company that has been through this type of thing before. They're not new to these type of issues. They've gone through it in the past, and I can almost guarantee you that at some point in the future, they'll go through something again. Major player in the space with not a whole bunch of competition. Really only Airbus that they have to compete with for the most part. And despite the negativity, it is one that if you got the risk tolerance for it, if you don't mind the volatility, it may be one to show on the watch list, because again, we're seeing some pretty severe drops in a company such as Boeing. Another one in the aerospace place, the aerospace market, this will actually be our last US stock that I have personally on my watch list, is the company Lockheed Martin, ticker LMT. Another stock that I don't own. Actually a company more in the defense, that's where you would categorize them in the defense space, the defense industry, making massive fighter jets. Dividend on this guy as well is up above 3%. This is another company that, besides the broader market sell-offs, so when the stock market is crashing and people are losing faith in the stock market, it's usually a very strong performer. Good dividend payer, and you don't really see too many opportunities like this. I kind of put it comparable to a UTX. But when you do have an opportunity like this with a broader sell-off and kind of just weakness in general, could be another one to definitely have up on the watch list. Again, leave a comment if you've gone this far. Leave a comment with the stocks you're watching, because I know I'm not going to be able to mention them all. These are just some that are on my watch list, and I am very curious to hear what you guys are looking at. In terms of our Canadian stocks, I always like to say we can almost always rely on the big banks. Royal Bank, TD Bank, BMO, take your pick, Scotiabank. Royal Bank, TD Bank, and BMO would probably be my favorite. I know a lot of people like CIBC because it was kind of an underperformer over the past little while. I just stick with the big two, being Royal and TD. Whenever you do see a discount on these guys, very reliable dividend, and it's usually a good time to pick them up. If you're just starting out and you're looking for a nice stable position to build up your portfolio with, it's really tough to go wrong with the banks. New Flyer, as you know, is one that I was buying in the $27 level. I'm absolutely going to be looking to buy more now that it's dropped down. Some debt concerns with this company, so it's not as aggressive as some of the others, but I'm super happy with the company. I was happy with my original purchases. I had written down here Cisco, which would fall back into the American section that we were looking at there. Cisco is another option that I'm really liking at the moment with a 4% dividend yield. And to finish things off, a couple Asian stocks that I have kind of constantly on my radar. Tencent, as you guys know, is one, Alibaba another, just to throw on the watch list and just to monitor. This is just a quick video that I wanted to throw out for you guys. Wasn't able to get into the office. I really have just been staying home, and I just wanted to throw something up really quick. We actually got this question over in our Facebook group, so I apologize for the poorly filmed video. Honestly, it was just giving you guys a little bit of insight into what I'm looking at. I hope you weren't expecting anything too professional, but at least now you know kind of the stocks that are on my radar. Again, I'd love to hear what you guys are looking at. Leave a comment down below. If you are new to the channel, drop a thumbs up. First of all, if you agree with my stock picks, drop a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. or if you thought the intro part was funny. I thought it was funny, but I have to go look at it and see if it turned out to be funny. Subscribe for more content because we post videos like this every week. We typically post videos actually in the office, which is not here in the apartment. And of course, if you are new to the stock market, I think now is a fantastic time to get started with learning, especially if you got some money sitting in cash, if you've got a significant chunk over there that you're ready to deploy in the market. Click the link below if you want to find out more about our Investing Academy, because we're working with Canadians and we're helping them set up their accounts. We're walking them through the entire process to make it really, really smooth. And we'll teach you how to build a portfolio, how to find good investments. That'll be that first link down below. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's staying safe and staying pretty quarantined. As always, I thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.